So Naveen, last segment remaining, which is very quite famous if you would have seen our Let's Talk Businesses Rapid Fire, where we don't talk about career so much, but know a bit about the person. So let's start with the rapid fire,
Sure.
but do not take much time because you want to exactly get what thought is coming to you, the statement I talked to you about. Yeah?
Definitely.
So first thing I want to know from you is what is your favorite aspect of the real estate industry?
The creation.
The
So if you
creation.
look at, I'm sorry I'm adding to it, but if you look
No,
at
no,
most
please.
of the cities or countries in the world,
Hmm.
you identify them with the real estate. The Tower of Pisa,
Yeah.
the Eiffel Towers, Statue of Liberty, Empire Building, Red Fort, Charminar. So if you look, most of the cities you identify from the real estate aspect of it, right?
Yeah.
So it's the creation, it is creating something substantial and remembering it is what attracts me to real estate. Having seen it from the ground stage to a completed mall,
Hmm.
that gives you the experience that yes, I was there when it was
True.
at the ground state. That gives me the adrenaline rush of being part of the real estate.
True. So if you have to describe yourself in 3 words, and why those 3 words?
Hardworking,
Hmm.
problem solver,
Hmm.
uh, persistent.
Great. So tell me, if you could have a superpower to help you in your entrepreneurial endeavors, what would it be?
I should have 48 hours in 24 hours.
Okay. So one word to describe the culture of ArisUnitern.
Ethics.
The most challenging project you have ever worked on and how you overcame it.
I think it is still to come.
Still to come. Okay. What is your favorite way to celebrate a business milestone or achievement?
Pat your back and go to the next project.
No parties. Okay. Your go to strategy for fostering successful partnerships with clients.
Win-win scenario. It always has to be fair and
Hmm.
win-win. You understand his problem, he understands your problem, then only you can have a long run. You have to be a giver. You
True.
can't be just be a taker. Most partnerships fall because you're just trying to take.
Yeah. Interesting. Best piece of advice you have ever received in your career.
Choose a team which is more better than you in
Hmm.
something or the other. Because then as a comprehensive team, you are always better than most people in the world.
True. And you learn from each other.
Yes.
True.
So the problems in most problems, whether it is personal life or professional life, comes out of insecurities.
Yeah.
So I'm a firm believer that you need to develop a sense of security
Hmm.
amongst each other.
Hmm.
Then if there's then all the most 90% of the problems in your life is gone. So always hire people who are better than you.
Hmm. And the worst advice you have ever received.
Work-life balance. I don't believe in that.
You don't.
No. You have to see there is always different parts of life or different phases of life.
Hmm.
If you are taking this job and you want to help the industry, you have to work hard. You can't say I'm in a startup and I want to work life balance. The whole idea of a startup
Hmm.
is that you have to give it day and night and make it reach from 0 to 100. Now, if you want to do a startup and still want to think work life balance, then you're not in a startup. Then go in a cushy job and do something nice.
No, I agree. People who are looking for 9 to 5 jobs can have the work
Yeah.
balance, but as an entrepreneur, you can't.
Normal people reach nowhere.
So, yeah, best book or the book that has influenced you throughout your professional journey?
I think that is still to come.
Still to come. Okay. So, what excites you the most about the future of the real estate industry?
India is going through a big change. We have become the fifth largest economy or third largest economy now with $3 trillion. We have crossed UK, and I think we have reached a support level where it is going to go rapidly from here. We still remain one of the youngest crowd population in the world. There's a reskilling of entire IT which is happening out there. I believe, and I firmly believe, this is going to be our decade. If
I
we
agree.
if we move from here, we will be the next superpower.
True.
And just we need to focus on it. That's all. Stick to the basics.
Mm. Okay. So, your favorite quote that motivates you in your role as a CEO?
The answer of all problems is in the problem itself. So if you
Hmm.
study the problem properly,
Hmm.
most times you don't have to look for the solution anywhere else. You'll get the answer there. We just need to study the problem properly.
Agreed. Are you a early riser or a late person?
Early riser.
Early riser. So, if you have to make our viewer go through a complete one day, as from the beginning of the morning, how your schedule is like?
I typically get up between 3:45 to 4 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Sit around 4:15 to 4:30 to finish all my work because that's the most silent time. No family is disturbing you, no calls is
Emails.
disturbing you. So 4:30 to 6, I finish all my work, all my meals. A lot of time I'm not even able to open my laptop during the entire day. So that's my time when I get to think and decide what should be prioritized. I think that is you. That is the most important thing for me, and what should be given to whom. After that, I go for my walk or exercise. 7 o'clock, my daughter is awake. Till she is going to school, it's her time. Uh, whole day's office. Back at around 7:38. Uh, I'm just hoping my daughter is not slept. If she's not, we'll have 1 hour good time, maybe a good dinner, and then I actually go to bed by 9:30.
Wow. Okay. So, what's your guilty pleasure?
The occasional parties that goes on till 2 o'clock.
And if you have to name three favorite dishes of yours?
The green Thai green curry from Thai Pavilion in Taj. Uh, then um, you know there is dal pakwan in a place in Chembur,
Yeah.
and I'm a Calcutta Marwari. So the club kachori and sabji in Calcutta any day, any time.
And you've been in real estate, and I'm sure, as you mentioned about your daughter, in future, what knowledge or what advice you would want to impart to your children?
I don't want them to come first and second in the class. I, more than the academic knowledge, I want to give them practical knowledge. I want them to. I tell my daughter that you need to know maths, not because you need to come first. You need to know maths because whether you want to be an artist, doctor, any profession, ultimately, if you're doing something, then you need to know your profit and loss.
True.
So that is why you need to know maths more than anything. It's not about just your academics. So the practical knowledge, I believe that in our education system, even at our initial ages till class 10, basic accounts, maths, and business, basic laws need to be taught because that is going to go whether you start owning a hospital, whether you are doing a business of paintings or anything. You still need to know your basic business acumen need to be developed so that you don't go wrong.
No, I completely agree. And especially even teaching kids from the younger age about how to become an entrepreneur.
Exactly.
It's not all the glam. It's even about having that business acumen.
Absolutely. Because uh, I don't need it in a very negative way, but most of the education system what we have has come from the Britishers' time,
Yeah.
and it is made in a way to make us more employee-driven clerks or just employees. It need to move from that to you create a culture of innovation, acumen, and doing becoming entrepreneurs because that is what is going to make India really great.
Mm. And if you had to describe Indian real estate into three positive words which can make aspiring young professionals to enter in real estate, what those would be?
High stake, high income. Definitely, I think that's the first word they want to hear. Creation, and it's long term. I have a serious issue when people are negative about real estate because see today, if you look at the history of most of the banks and their recoveries, your spinning mill went wrong, your any industry went wrong. The recovery, actual recovery, in most cases, have come from the underlying real estate by selling the land, doing something around that, and still we are not so happy or we feel negative about real estate. Others are ideas. Real estate has a underlying real estate. So I believe that this is actually in real estate you can have delays and NPS, But actually, the chances of bad debt, unlike other industries, is almost zero if you're stuck to basics,
True.
which we don't understand
Yeah.
or don't want to understand.
Nicely put. So, which is your favorite book and why does it resonate with you?
So this book is called What It Takes by Stephen Skozman,
Hmm.
the head of Blackstone. And why it inspires is it is about how his life influenced him to become and create one of the largest real estate funds in the world and investment company in the world, and how after from a cushy job he turned into an entrepreneur or a fund manager of his own, and the kind of difficulties he faced to
Yeah.
raise his first fund, and the initial the starting point of he getting drenched in the rain while trying to get a meeting with a potential investor, which would have been a 2-minute job if he was in his old job. Those are the very aspiring factors why this book became very favorite of mine.
So, if you could have dinner with any real estate mogul, living or deceased, who it would be?
Again, it will be Stephen Scotsman of Blackstone,
Hmm.
because I think he has played a very important role in changing the how we look at real estate and how we manage real estate in a professional manner.
And if you had to ask him two important things, what it would be?
What it takes,
Okay.
and uh, another question would be probably is how he can impart that knowledge
Hmm.
to a lot of youngsters like us, because he's an inspiring character.